These are a little heavier today because they are full of water. But I just spotted a little strawberry there and one there. They're not super red, so I'm just going to leave them as they are. Okay, this is probably going to be, I hope not harder, since I'll just have to wait and see how this dirt is, because I'm afraid it's going to be harder with them being so wet. I can't help myself. That was good. A little treat to get started. Okay, so this is my blackberry bed. This is where we removed the peppers a couple weeks ago. And I need to go through and clean up these blackberries, cut away the dead stuff. If you don't know, blackberries have, they have primal canes and secondary canes. The primal canes are a first-year cane. And then the secondary cane is the second year that cane is what produces blackberries. Well, mine have never produced any flowers, any blackberries at all. And I believe it's because I had the peppers in here. From my Googling and a little bit of research, I found that you don't plant those two together. And so we removed them. But what it did say was good to plant with blackberries with strawberries. So before I put the strawberries in here, I need to clean this up, get rid of all the dead stuff, and just make it better, because this is like a primal cane. You can see it's like bright and green. Anyway, I'm going to clean all this up and then hopefully be able to have time to put my strawberries in here. So let me get my trimmers. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cutting what doesn't look good and cleaning things out. This was the first, okay, so when I first put these in here, before we had this, I had these like, it was like a tripod kind of situation I had, and I had wrapped them all around, not thinking about, oh, later I'm going to have to cut those out. So it's going to be a bit of a chore, and I hope I don't damage too much because I have got them just wrapped all around. And so I don't know what goes with what. Luckily, these are thornless, so I don't have to worry about any thorns. But hopefully I don't kill them. If I kill them, we'll just plant some new ones. Eventually, I want to get blackberries. Eventually. So, and they're just kind of all intertwined. So that's why I'm like, I'm just going to have to start cutting, because to try to untangle them is going to be a mess. from what I understand, blackberries are hard to kill anyway. So hopefully that is the case. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this right here? This is just all tangled all around. Oh, that's some good growth on that one, but I don't need it any taller than this. Like these that are twisted, I know those are prime, like they're more than 2 years old. So I'm okay with cutting those back anyway, because they're not going to produce. If you have experience with blackberries, please put it in the comments below and give me some help, because I've never grown blackberries, but I desperately want blackberries. So please, I could use some help with this. Or if you don't have experience with blackberries, if you could put in the comments if you know some people that, or a video that I could go watch and learn from. That would be great too. I have searched for blackberries on YouTube, but I found very little information, like real good information. Like long term, I see how to plant them, how to prune them, but not how to keep them going long term. I should say how to maintain them. Okay, so today we are going to be planting my strawberries that were in my GreenStalks. I've probably mentioned to you before, I'm going to be planting those in my blackberry bed. And so come along with me while I get these planted. I will say I don't really have a plan per se of what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully the roots are not too terribly tangled. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know how far down these roots go either. So I'm trying not to break the roots. This is taking a little longer than I thought it would be. Just to get this first one out of here. It's pretty deep. Okay, there we go. And I'm hoping I don't kill all these. What I think I'm gonna do first is get them all out of here, and then I'll kind of lay them out and go from there. Trying to figure, I've got like 60 of these to plant in here. Having these big root balls is going to make it a lot more difficult. So I'm probably going to brush off a lot of the dirt. But it's okay if I put the dirt in here. Like this size would be much better. Or even this size. But I'm sure they'll be more healthy if I keep as much of the roots available as possible. Okay, let's do some more. Might have made more sense if I would have sat this on here. There we go. Then if any dirt comes out, it won't be on the ground. And I could actually empty some of this dirt onto here. I'm thinking, I don't know that I want to wait till I get all of these out, because I don't want them to dry out. Let's see here. Wish I could take this off. Maybe I can. Okay, I gotta get this going quickly before the rain really starts. As you can tell, I'm not spacing these any particular way. I'm just getting them in the dirt. Because Strawberries are a ground cover anyway, so they just spread everywhere. This rain will be perfect timing if so, because that'll water everything in for me. I just need it to start pouring. I still have one other side to do, but I'm okay with stopping right here for right now and picking up with this in a little while. Okay, we are back again. It poured down raining yesterday after I got finished planting all of this. I really wish I would have had time to plant both of these before. It would have been perfect, but it is what it is. So now I've got 6 more that I need to undo and put in this section right here. So anyway, I think I'm going to move this again out of the way. I probably shouldn't have twisted it quite so tight yesterday, because that was helpful not having it in my way. These are a little heavier today because they are full of water. But I just spotted a little strawberry there and one there. They're not super red, so I'm just going to leave them as they are. Okay, this is probably going to be, I hope not harder, since I'll just have to wait and see how this dirt is, because I'm afraid it's going to be harder with them being so wet. I can't help myself. That was good. A little treat to get started. Goodness. Yes, I think this is the only one I'm going to do. Whew. See, that dirt is really compacted because it rained so much last night. Oh, man. After I get these out, I'm going to plant these, and then I'm just going to wait for a couple days to do the rest, because this is really difficult with this dirt being like it is. I should have thought about that. I should have thought about that before I started, but you live and learn. Whew. So now, do I knock off all the dirt and make this hole smaller, or do I make the holes bigger and just keep all the dirt on it? Let's see how. Where's my shovel? This dirt's a lot harder. than yesterday to dig in also. One. Oh, what a mess. I'm gonna have to not do these because I wasn't thinking about how compacted the dirt is from the rain. Getting them out was really difficult because the dirt was really tight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the one because see, half the dirt came out of this one. This is how they came out, or more. Yeah. Okay, that is going to be it for today. I will see you maybe tomorrow.
Anyway, what I was doing, this was a couple days later, I had waited
So what I had decided to do was I'm actually trimming the roots and putting them in water right here so that they could at least soak up a little bit of moisture before I planted them. I had remembered seeing somewhere else that if you trim the roots, it's a good thing. I didn't do it on any of the other plants, but I thought I would just try it on this one and see how it went. It was much easier to get these planted though this way. Here I am just finishing up, and then I decide to just dump the rest of the water in the bed, and I don't realize that the audio is not working at this point because I'm fixing to sit down and talk with y'all. I do want to shout out one of my friends who got me this little stool that I'm sitting on. She thought that I could use it with all of my gardening, and as you can see, it already came in handy. Thank you so much. You know who you are. So what I was trying to say was that working in this bed, it reminded me of what Jesus said in John 15:2. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. When I was cutting back those blackberry canes, it looked really harsh. It felt like I was undoing all the growth that had been there, but the truth is those canes had already run their course. The pruning wasn't destruction, it was preparation. God does the same thing in our lives. Sometimes He removes the things we thought we needed and asks us to let go of what once produced fruit because He's making room for something new to grow, something even more flavorful. These strawberries are a picture of that. Fresh roots, new beginnings, and the promise of sweet fruit ahead. So, until next time, stay rooted in faith, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.